How's it going? Josh Renzi here. Today I want to put a giant spotlight on a really important grammatical concept called subject and verb agreement. Okay? When you're dealing with a sentence, all components of that sentence have to agree. Okay, when we say that, we really mean they have to agree in number. Okay, so any math majors out there who love numbers, this is for you. So really, when taking subject and verb agreement, there's only one really golden rule. Okay, and that is that a singular subject gets a singular verb. Okay, and a plural subject gets a plural verb. Okay, in essence, going back to what we just stated, they all have to agree in number. Okay, so singular gets singular and plural gets plural. Okay, so let's dive right in. Our first sentence here is pretty straightforward. Emily plays soccer at her school. Okay, so when taking subject and verb agreement, the first step is really to identify your subject. Okay, to identify whether it's singular or plural. Okay, so that is going to be the common denominator, the universal theme that we cover in this three-part series. Okay, so taking this first sentence, we know that Emily is our subject, right? Because Emily is doing the action. So Emily is one person, right? So Emily is singular, exactly. So Emily plays soccer. Because we have a singular subject, we need a singular verb. Okay, so it'll be Emily plays soccer at our school. Okay. The cool thing about subject and verb agreement is you've actually been doing this all your life. You just maybe haven't realized it, okay? Why? Because, let me put it to you this way. When I say Emily plays soccer at her school, okay, in your ear, in your mind, okay, it sounds right, right? It sounds correct. If I tell you Emily play soccer at her school, there's a flag that gets raised in your mind, right? It doesn't sound quite right. Okay, so really and truly, you're already trained to do this. It's just learning the tricks and the scenarios to identify certain situations and making sure your subject, making sure you recognize it and making sure that verb matches in number. Okay, so we've got the first one down. Let's take the second one. The boys eats all the pizza while watching football. Okay, so let's identify our subject. Our subject in this case is the boys, right? The boys, we're talking about many boys, right? So that subject is plural, okay? I'm probably roped in there as well because I like pizza and football, and the more they go together, the better. So because we have a plural subject, we need a plural verb, right? Okay, so the boys eats. In this case, we need a plural verb, eat. The boys eat all the pizza while watching football, right? Again, that sounds correct. Okay, if I say the boys eats, okay, again, that raises a flag in your mind. You say, no, that's not quite right. Okay, so good job on that. Okay, let's take the third one, okay? The third one is a little tricky, okay? Now that we've kind of got the golden rule down, that a singular subject, okay, gets a singular verb, and that a plural subject gets a plural verb, okay? It really comes down to identifying what your subject is, okay, and is it singular or is it plural? Okay, and those situations can sometimes be tricky. Take the next example for a second. Okay, you is/are an amazing swimmer. Okay, now you, I'm talking about you. Okay, so you in this case is actually singular, but you, the pronoun, it actually takes the form of a plural subject. I know, kind of strange, kind of weird, but it does. Okay, so in this case, it'll be you are an amazing swimmer, right? We use that all the time. You are an amazing swimmer. You are a tremendous athlete, okay? We use it all the time. It's very recognizable. So you are. You probably wouldn't say you is an amazing swimmer, right? Okay, so let's take number 4. The same concept applies, okay? If I have the subject I, okay? I love/loves watching Netflix marathons, okay? True story, I actually do. In this case, I is referring to me. Now, you can be referring to singular and plural. I can say you, meaning the student watching this video, or you, the group of students watching this video. Okay, so it could be singular or plural. It's always treated as plural. In this case, I'm talking about me. Okay, I loves watching Netflix marathons. So we know that I am one person, right? I am singular, okay? Even still, I gets a plural verb, okay? So I know, strange, again. But in this case, it will be I love watching Netflix marathons, okay? So don't get fooled by those two scenarios, okay? When dealing with pronouns, okay, the pronoun you and the pronoun I will always get a plural verb, okay? Now, let's take the second one. What happens if, you know, in 90% of all sentences, the subject usually comes before the verb, right? What happens if that's switched around, if that's inverted, okay? They call it inverted subjects, okay? When the subject comes after the verb. Okay, so in this sentence, check this out. Lying in wait was/were dancers ready for the flash mob. Okay, so now, first step, let's identify our subject. In this case, our subject comes after the verb, right? This is our subject, dancers. Okay, why? Because they're the ones doing the action, okay? So, because of that, okay, we have to identify our subject and we have to make sure the verb matches, right? Remember, dancers is plural, so we need a plural verb to make it match, okay? So, it'll be lying in wait were dancers ready for the flash mob, okay? So, when you're identifying your subject, okay, don't be fooled if you go all the way to your verb, okay, and you don't see a subject. It could be possible, it is possible, that it comes after the verb, so just make sure that you know exactly who's doing the action. Is it plural? Okay, is it singular? And then make sure the verb matches up, okay? Now, another example of that, okay, that you find inverted questions, inverted subjects, is actually when dealing with questions. Okay, so take this question for instance, I'll kind of move out of the way. How is/are the students faring in Cal A this semester? Okay, now some of you might be taking Cal A, good luck. So in this case, let's identify our subject. In this case, it's actually the students, right? Because they're the ones doing the faring, okay? So they're the ones doing the action. And so because of that, we need a plural verb, right? Because we have a plural subject. So in this case, it'll be how are the students faring in Cal A this semester, okay? So that's a basic overview of subject and verb agreements. Definitely click the second video where we delve deeper into compound subjects and all the tricky scenarios surrounding that. So thanks so much for tuning in, and you guys have a wonderful week.